All right, there we go. Let me tell y'all, we were having some technical difficulties, but we in there. Welcome. All right, let's get this thing started, people. Gonna add you as a moderator, and then hey, Lashonda.
Hey, how are
I'm
you?
doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Ah, my goodness. It's
It
Monday.
is. It is Monday. Trust
It
me.
is Monday.
Monday feels like a Monday.
Yes.
We had a good day otherwise, though.
Yes. All right, here I'm just getting my camera adjusted a little bit.
No,
All
sir,
right.
trust me. I've been going back and forth between like my laptop and then the iPad and then trying to figure it out on the phone. And it's just like, why why is it so difficult? But it's making it we're making it work. We're on the phone now.
Listen,
Uh,
it's Monday.
it is Monday. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
No. Hey everybody. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. Y'all. We appreciate y'all coming in and spending this time with us. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump into it. Um, whew, welcome to our first live webinar. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm excited to utilize this platform just to highlight other businesses, highlight petpreneurs in this space, highlight, just you don't even have to own a business, just being in this space and just loving and showing your passion through pet care, and being able to teach others what you've learned in your journey, as well as being able to just be a resource and part of the network that allows us to, one, get to know each other, two, get to grow, and just be able to expand our network and just be better people overall, right? We tend to see like a lot of different cultures and other people, they really look out for each other and be able to, just grow with each other and teach each other. So part of this platform is to be able to cultivate that within our space as well. And we really want to be able to do that within the pet care industry, especially with those that look like us. But we do have others that, support us and, just understand like it is a space to be in, right? So we want to be able to highlight those businesses and just those that allow us to uh, groom their dogs, learn, grow with each other, be able to teach each other. And part of that is starting now. So we are utilizing our resources and making that happen. And today we have Lashonda, who is the CEO and visionary founder of Black Pet Biz or Business, excuse me. I say biz, but Business Network, and is dedicated to revolutionizing the workforce in the pet care industry. With 18 plus years of experience, Lashonda's passion for career and professional advancement for people of color is evident in every aspect of her work. Through advocacy, education, and community building, Lashonda aims to create new opportunities for advancement, recognition, and success for Black professionals and entrepreneurs in all sectors of the pet care industry. Her unwavering commitment to empowerment and advocacy serves as a catalyst for change, inspiring individuals within the industry to embrace diversity and work towards a brighter, more equitable future for all. That is an intro, right?
That's the intro. That's it and that's all. That's the show.
That's all y'all need to know. Good night,
Yeah,
everybody.
that's all.
Support
Thank you
Lashonda,
so
right?
much for that. I
No,
appreciate it. Thank
no,
you.
absolutely. When even with me just saying, "Hey, a quick bite," like that is a way with words. It's just like now. Of course, now I want to be able to support you. I want to support. I want to be whatever you need.
Yes.
It is like she said, it's done. No, but no. Well, welcome, Lashonda. I appreciate you being here, and of course, just spending your Monday evening with us. But Go ahead and besides the intro, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone as well.
Yeah. Well, hello, family. I am Lashonda Jaffard. I am the Black Pet Business Network queen. My mission and it's my purpose in life to create opportunities and create a pipeline to success for Black minorities in the pet space. So, it's no, how do you say? We all know that there's an underrepresentation of people of color in the space.
For sure.
And the Black Pet Business Network, we provide community, we provide advocacy support, we provide real world resources to help businesses thrive. So no matter where you are, if you are a professional working in the space, or if you're an entrepreneur, or you're new,
Hmm.
undergraduate or graduate student, we welcome you, and we want to make sure you're connected to the communities that you want to be a part of the most.
For sure. I love that. I love that. Now, are there any other projects we're going on? Like now, I know BP B. I see. I want to shorten it. BPBN
There
is
you
not
go.
your only business. So, I mean, you're a groomer as well, right?
Yeah, I am a groomer. I'm in Orlando. I'm the owner of the Paw Shop, so that's where all those years of experience comes in at, because I've
Yes.
been in the pet industry for over 18 years. And I started off as a professional groomer,
Okay.
turned entrepreneur, owning my own salon, and then turned, corporate girly,
Yes.
as we're segueing into new avenues. So, but yeah, it's dynamic. So not only do I sympathize, but I empathize with our community, because I've been there, I've done that, and I'm feeling the same feelings. So I'm
For sure.
learning as we're, as we're learning collectively, and I'm growing as an entrepreneur, as we're growing as a community. So,
100.
as a founder, I have a very interesting perspective. My story is very similar to all of ours, of being the only one in the
Mhm.
pet space, whether you're grooming, you're training, or in the corporate world. It's a very lonesome journey, but what I've come to realize is that it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
And through networking, the power of networking and relationship building and community building, I decided to create my own table.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
our
that's
tribe,
dope.
they followed, and
Yeah.
we are all happily taking a
No.
seat at the
uh,
table, and we're all having our share portions of success.
and you have to, and I applaud you.
Thank you.
I every time we speak, I'm like, "What is Lashonda getting into?" And it's funny because it's like we always have projects going on. We always have something
Yeah,
that we're building and something that we want to be able to contribute to the community,
yeah,
right? And not only the pet care space, but like the entrepreneurial side, but more so like the pet parents, and because we want to be able to be a resource and teach them and be able to help in every avenue that we can. So I do applaud you in everything that you're doing. Trust me, hey, just like we are proud of you and
yeah.
everything that you have going
Thank
on.
you
No,
so
absolutely.
much. Thank you. It's been a uphill hill battle.
Mhm.
But like I said, the love and support that I've received from our community, it's all FUBU. It's
Yeah.
for us, by us.
Yes.
And I'm loving every day of it. And it you all motivate me. You all motivate me to keep going, to keep asking questions, to keep showing up, to keep, looking for, if there's a door that's shut, we're gonna find a window. If the
All
window
right.
is shut, we're gonna find a crack in the ceiling. We're gonna get in.
Yeah.
So that's just been my goal. And we're working on several different projects, but the one that's coming up that we're most excited about is the our Atlanta event. So we're gonna be in your town. I'm so excited for that.
I'm excited too.
We're gonna be so like it's gonna be lit. So like my energy is a little low right now, but I am like on 1,000 on the inside. So it's gonna be lit. We're gonna have good food, great
Mhm.
music. We're gonna have a panel discussion. We're gonna be talking about some real deal stuff.
No,
Everybody
for
want to get
sure.
to the bag. We all want to know, where's the money?
Yeah.
How do we get access to funding? you know. But what I've noticed is that we don't know what we don't know,
Hmm.
right? And we're setting the stage to have our questions answered.
Hmm.
So not only will this event be live streamed, but for those who will be in the building, they can ask questions.
Hmm.
Their most burning questions. We want to have those answered. We're not just have. We're not. I'm not sitting up there answering it because I'm not a pro. In that. But
Yeah,
we have some very senior leaders from Purina, some people I can't say because we're still waiting for the final confirmation, but
for
it's
sure.
going to be a red carpet event for sure.
Yeah,
We have Dace Graham. He's a VP of business development with his organization. And not just that, with social learning too. We're going to
hmm,
have some more very senior um, professionals there that
hmm,
can also give us feedback and insight, and so we can learn from their story and their journey, so that we don't have to keep making the same mistakes, right? We don't have
absolutely.
to reinvent the wheel every time we got a bright idea.
Yeah,
Someone's done it and someone's had success at it.
we
So
just
it's
gotta
like,
see
how
how
do you
they
take
can
that
fit.
and make it your own?
Yeah.
And we're going to have those conversations because we want to make sure that there is equal opportunity when it comes to venture capital.
Hmm.
Because definitely, less than 1% or about 1% of people of color is tapping into that money, and
Hmm.
even less in the pet space.
For sure.
So, I think that that's another notch off, because we're people of color, and then we're already looking for support in a space that's highly underrepresented for
Hmm.
us. So we have to fight twice as hard. If you're a man, twice as hard. A woman, twice as hard. Like, we have all the odds stacked against us, but it's not impossible. So we
True.
want to make sure that we're all empowered and we're educated, because once you have education behind you, can't nobody stop you. Once you have all your ducks in a row, they can't do nothing. They can't say anything. They can only say yes.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we're empowered and we're excited and we are tapping in and taking everything that there's to get.
No, 100%. And I agree. Like, I agree with everything, right? Because, like you said, it is an underrepresented, under, yeah, yeah, it's an underrepresented industry.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to show people, like, we already get the poop end of the stick, for lack of a better way of saying it, because people already think that we're just playing with dogs and puppies and kittens all day. So then with that, because we're working with animals, they're not taking our businesses serious. And because people aren't taking our businesses serious, we tend to see that same viewpoint or that same outlook when it comes to it. Because if you're a person that is not talking to other people or not talking to other business owners or not talking to people in the pet care industry, and you have the person who is paying you, telling you like, hey, I can treat your business any way that I can treat your business, and
Yeah.
you're going to accept that because you're not getting feedback from anybody else. That's how you view your business because
Yeah.
that's all you know.
Yeah.
So I think with us, building up our network is super important because now we're able to show others like, hey, I've been through this.
Yeah.
Here are other resources. Here's a network of people. Here, you want to learn how to do Asian fusion. Here's a list of groomers who really specialize in it. You want to learn how to train dogs. You want to learn how to walk dogs, how to build your walking business. You want to learn social media
Yeah.
management and strategies. Let's do that. Like, that's the point of building up our networks and our communities. So with that, aside from that, what brought you to building your own community? Just why did you want to say, hey, what did you see and said, like, the light bulb went off and said, hey, let's go ahead and build this?
Well, for me personally, my story started out when I was a little girl. I grew up in a two-parent household, but what was unique about it was that I wasn't allowed to have any pets.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have my first pet until I left and I moved out. So, I was over the age of 18. I had decided to leave my parents' home, and that's when I was able to have my first dog. you know.
Gotcha.
So I spent all of my younger years learning and educating myself. And I
Mhm.
spent a lot of time in school really trying to decide, what I wanted to do as a career. And honestly, I never in a million years thought about grooming because, of course, as a young black child, you allocate success to being a veterinarian, right?
Mhm.
It's like you want to be successful, then you got to be a doctor. That's the only way. So when I told them that I wanted to pursue grooming, they thought that I said that I want to be a professional clown. They were just like,
And
"What?"
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
I get it though.
insane, but nevertheless,
Yeah.
I was able to navigate my way,
Mhm.
and I did it on my own. So I made a lot of mistakes.
Mhm.
I made a lot of mistakes early on in business. I had a lot of anxiety. I was battling a lot mentally, just still trying to identify my own voice
Mhm.
and recognizing that I do have two legs to stand on, and using what I know to my own benefit and for my own gain. Because I'm a servant at heart, so I would work, for other groomers, and I would serve them. I was the best top tier worker, and I wasn't, you know some would say I'm an overachiever, but I have a strong work ethic.
Yeah.
So that brought me to a place of I'm a forever student. I want to continue to learn. I want to continue to grow. I want to always get better and better and better. So when I finally opened my own salon, I started meeting, a few people in the industry, but I didn't know them very well.
Mhm.
And I wanted to learn more. And as I started to learn more, and during COVID, I just started reaching out to people because I was like, "Hey, what you guys doing over there?" Everybody was living virtually, right?
Mhm.
So, long story short, I created the network because originally I wanted just a family.
Yeah.
I wanted a sense of community. I wanted a tribe. I wanted to find a place where I belonged because, growing up, I didn't feel like I had that, being that I was the only animal lover in my entire family. I was very isolated and I was the black sheep no matter wherever I went because I was the only black girl. So I
Mhm.
was tired of being the only face of color, right? So, I created the Black Pet Business Network essentially just to network with people. And we took a hard pivot and we segued into the business development side of things
Okay.
when we did our first pitch competition with Leap Ventures last year. And that was such a phenomenal experience. I was like, how do we do more?
Yeah.
How can I give back? How can I help bridge the gap? How can I educate and show people what I now know about business? How can I use that to empower my community?
Gotcha.
So, here we are. We work with brands and individuals across the nation, and now we're going talking global
Yeah.
now. So we're talking about doing some work in Europe. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And really just being an advocate. I needed a safe place.
Yeah.
And to be honest, this community has become everything that I needed for myself.
For sure.
And I think that we don't recognize enough the importance of having community and the what it does in retrospect to our mental health.
Mhm.
There's that mental health piece there because it is a lonesome journey, and honestly, no one makes it alone. Any star athlete or any star person will tell you that they didn't make it there by themselves. So even now with programs and things that I've been launching, I rely on my community. I'm like, hey, give me feedback. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, what's your experience in this topic? What's some constructive criticism that can I take back so I can make this better, right? So it's those things that have built me to where I am today, and I am overjoyed to reshare that. I'm
Absolutely.
overjoyed to be a person where people can call on and share ideas and concepts and any new job opportunities or speaking opportunities or anything. My community, we're the first ones to find out about it, because I am a true believer in, together we achieve more.
Mhm.
And I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm literally the Harriet Tubman. I want us all to be free financially. I want us all to be successful. And I want us all to leave our mark in the industry because as a community collectively, as people of color,
Hmm.
we've contributed to this country and we've contributed to this industry in miraculous ways. And we need a place for it. So
For sure.
I've
No,
become home.
no, I get it. How do you feel, or how do you motivate those to be part of it? Like you said, with you just saying, I'm not a gatekeeper, then there's also that competition over community,
Oh yeah.
you know and there's we see a lot of that in this industry.
Yeah.
So how do you motivate those to change from the competition to the community mindset so that we're not gatekeeping information? Because I strongly believe, yeah, I don't know all of the answers, but I know I can find the answers for you.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of talking to the right person, because the person that's saying I'm not going to give you the answers
Yeah.
might be the one that
Well,
has the answers.
the
So
first thing in that is recognizing that there are enough animals in this
yeah,
world for us all,
yeah,
right? There are different strokes for different folks, in that, I think once we shift our mindset to wanting to build each other up and collaborate,
hmm,
and we're learning how to work together, um, there's success in that. A lot of the greats they've collaborated. I mean, even look at, for example, I played basketball in high school, so I use a lot of basketball references and team
gotcha.
references. So just think of like just different, Team USA, look at
Hmm.
that. You're taking individuals from totally different teams, possibly,
Hmm.
and you're putting them together to achieve a goal, right? And if we're able to focus on the big picture goal, which is we all win, we will get there. We don't
Yeah.
have to be like crabs in a bucket. And
Hmm.
I honestly, I am slower to move on the behalf of someone who hasn't gotten that yet,
Hmm.
because together we're better,
Hmm.
right? So if you haven't caught up with, hey, like, listen, no more are the days, am I going to tear down my brother or my sister for my own gain, or am I going to gatekeep for my own gain? If once we start to open up, I mean, to me, that's just where the real blessings come from.
Yeah.
Just from that
Yeah.
very sincere place of, we don't have to know everything. We
Yeah.
don't have to even pretend to know everything. But what you do know, you should share it. That's just my own personal belief. And I think that it's a mind over matter thing,
For
and
sure.
once they really understand community over competition and what that really means, and dissect it and reapply that theory to their own life, because we all want someone to tell us what's the secret sauce.
Yeah.
We all want someone to tell us that. Like, what is it? And to be honest, we all want someone to tell us, but don't nobody nobody wants to say anything. Like, we all want to know, but
Yeah.
nobody wants to, like, you got to give up something,
Yeah.
and we can't always rely on our counterparts to tell us the truth.
Hmm.
That's why they hide things in books. That's why they hide things. You have communities and groups
Subliminal
and
messages.
cliques.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even tap in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be that hard if we shift our mindset, if we get rid of that stinking thinking,
That's thinking,
and
thinking. Yeah.
we live and we obey a different law of the land,
Uh-huh.
and we really give those good vibrations, and we're more conscious about what we're giving out, we'll start to receive more.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to put it. It just takes time.
Hmm.
um but we can't, you're only playing yourself by not learning how to team up and work with others. I would rather work in a space where they look like me,
Yeah.
they understand where I come from, no matter what color you are, because
Yeah.
diversity isn't a matter of it's not a black or white thing. I speak about that all the time because we have our counterparts and they're our allies. The right
Yeah.
ones are our
For
allies in
sure.
this whole battle of underrepresentation and having our voices heard and our businesses explored because someone, you know,
Hmm.
had enough courage to speak up.
Yeah.
So,
We encourage it
yeah, we
because
encourage it.
we need it. And like you said, like with just me being a black man in the pet care industry, I tell people all the time, one of the hardest things that I've had to go through was building the trust to allow me to come into your house to groom your dog, right?
Mm.
Like going through mobile and doing house calls. So I did mobile. I worked out of a veterinary office, and then I did house call. And while building up my business, house call went into mobile, and then mobile went into my shop. But that house call period, it was so much like tooth and nail, right? I had to show you that I'm worth, me coming to your house to groom your dog, build up the value, at least, just say, hey, these are people that I know. Like there was a lot of extra steps going into building that trust. And some of those people still rock with me today, which I appreciate, but it was a lot, it was a journey from the beginning to really start that up. And because me sharing the knowledge and me, showing that I have passion in this and me really wanting to build this up and saying, hey, you know what, this is an obstacle, but it's not going to stop me type of thing. You have to really keep putting your best foot
Mhm.
forward into making that happen, you know? So, like you said, it's a lot of work. It's
It's
not
a lot of
easy.
work. It is. When you're dealing with a lot of, different personalities and then, everyone has their biases, right? So you
Yeah,
have your unconscious and you have your explicit biases and um, they're just stereotypes at the end of the day,
yeah,
right? And I'm a firm believer in building a community where we're not stereotypical.
yeah,
We're not stereotypical, we're not crabs in a bucket. Our community is built on, strong leadership, honesty, and, just our sincere commitment to building our community. A lot of people, had a lot to say about the Black Panthers, but they were building community. They were
yeah,
taking care of their own people. They were feeding the schools, the public
yeah.
schools, because, they were doing a lot. And I think if we go back, we didn't have to be that radical. We don't have to be that radical. We don't have to be that radical. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, oh, we need to be like the Black Panthers. I'm not saying that. What I'm
No,
saying is
we're gonna stand in front of the Barkley events with
right
signs.
with
No.
posters, but honestly, I it's a fear that if we start to stand more firmly as a community, and I'm not just
Yeah,
talking about us pet professionals. I mean like even the content creators.
yeah,
We have Black and brown content creators that are so underrepresented.
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Like they are so slept on, and their content is amazing, and they
yeah,
love their furry babies, furry, feathered, scaled. They love them, and I feel like those voices need to be heard. But if we all collectively work together, oh my
hmm.
God,
No, for sure.
we will be a force to be reckoned with. And I'm working on something. Right, I'm working on I guess a webinar.
Yeah,
I can't give all the details yet. We're still building it out, but I'm working on a webinar right now, and we
uh,
want to talk about that. We want to talk about the browning of the industry. We
yeah.
want to talk about how brown is a new green, right?
Hmm.
That's the title. Don't steal it. It's the
I
title.
won't. That's
Brown
yours. I
is the
got
new
you.
green, and it's so it's so slept on,
Hmm.
right? Just our dollars, our value, when we as a community, when we love something, we love it to the infinity, right? We love sneakers. We go hard for sneakers. We love,
Yeah.
this, that, and the third. We go hard for it. And we go hard for our animals because we're pet parents and we love our babies the same way our
Hmm.
counterparts do. If we can support businesses, I truly believe that all Black owned pet businesses, all Black entrepreneurs in the pet space, we should be buying products
Hmm.
from other minority businesses. You
Hmm.
know, we should have those stocked on our shelves, whether it's a pet treat brand or, you know, I know it's not a lot out there, but there is something promoting a service,
Yeah.
you know, something and anything, or at least working with an ally that is committed to diversity so much so that they're recirculating their dollars back into our community.
No,
Like
100%.
I don't think it's we're going to raise enough hell about it until we all get on the same page.
Now, and then that's the thing. So, I mean, literally, both of us were building communities, right? Mine is more so here in Atlanta. Yours is basically global, right? Which I love, right?
Thank
I
you.
love that because networking. There's no bounds to networking, and so
Right.
right now, I saw the need with networking and building up your network here in Atlanta because we had groomed and there were literally groomers that didn't know each other
Mhm.
and we're right down the street from each other, and we never step on any toes, we don't steal each other's clients, but we literally do not know each other. So
Right.
it's like, let's at least start in our community now and build this up and figure out what we can do for each other and help build each other up and learn from each other and things like that, right?
Absolutely.
So the thing with that, and definitely help me out, is how would you say to, yeah, I mean, we starting off in the business, we want to get all of the clients. So starting a networking group, we want to get everybody, you know? So we also have to understand we can't get everybody, but we have to cultivate those minds who align with our vision and our mission. You know, how do you best do that?
Um,
You know, just to make sure that we're staying aligned with our vision and our mission.
one, my feedback would be to be boots on the ground. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and get your hands, you know, get in where you fit in. You know,
Hmm.
we all need support. So, like for example, you and I, we both at different times we volunteered with the Pup Relief Tour, right? So that was a community thing, right? You know, where we got to network and be a part of something that was larger than our own personal selves,
For
right?
sure.
But we were able to give back. We have an event that's going on this weekend with one of the members in our community, and I'm going down to volunteer. You
Yeah.
know, I went to another event of his, and he'll tell you I was stacking chairs, I was
Yeah.
sweeping floors, I was picking up poop. I'm serious, like, but that's
Oh
we
yeah.
have to not be afraid to be vulnerable. You know, I
Never
don't
be
think so
above it.
high of, yeah, I never think so high of myself to where I'm not gonna get down where my people are. I think
Yeah,
that's what makes a true leader. You're willing to get down in the trenches, and you're willing to do the
for
work
sure.
and really willing to be there and committed to be there when nobody else isn't, especially when it's for your people, right?
Mhm.
So I think one, just being available. Two is being vulnerable and
Mhm.
honest about your own journey. You know, like I said, I not only sympathize, but I empathize because I'm still on my journey.
For sure.
You know, this is all new for me. I was telling my dear friend, I still have anxiety about being the only Black person in the room.
Mhm.
And I literally just got back from a networking, well, from a conference, and it was what, maybe three people of color in the whole conference,
Mhm.
you know, and they were hundreds of people there. And here I am going on stage to speak about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And, you know,
There's
I'm the
no
only
diversity.
brown face in the room.
Yeah.
It's crazy, you know, being honest, being vulnerable, you know, and I, even for myself, like I said, I'm still learning. So I'm having to
But
learn
you
to
know
step
what?
in front of the camera.
And I don't mean to interrupt, but like even with you just saying that, that speaks volumes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because they're the ones who needed to be in the room. You
Hmm.
know. So, I mean, yes, it's you want to be able to look out in the crowd and see somebody that looks like you and be like, hey, I can focal point, you know. But at the same time, you're teaching about diversity.
Hmm.
So why not? You can't teach diversity, well, you can, but teaching diversity to people that look like us. We need to
Yeah.
teach diversity to people that don't look like us,
Oh, of
so that they can
course.
include more people that
Oh,
look like us.
of
So
course. And that
even
was
with
the
that,
goal for
yeah.
sure.
So I know it was there was some type of what's the word? Is not fear, but it was it was kind of overwhelming a little bit
Hmm.
because you want to be able to teach, but just being able, I just believe that those that were there needed to be there, and you did the right thing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you got to be committed,
yeah,
and that's what I led. Actually, I led my presentation with that. Is that you have to be committed,
yeah,
because when it comes to diversity, there's no end. It's not a project. It's not a program. It
mm,
needs to be embedded into our company culture, and not just for, because it goes both ways, right? We can't just go and work for an organization and we realize that, hey, all of our leaders are white,
mm,
or all of our leaders are just older white men and women who don't even think about our perspective when
mm,
it comes to business or where we are within this workplace, right? So I really feel like, even for us, we have to look at our own staff. I'm a woman of color and I need representation. I need other insights and I need other perspectives to help me push and scale my business.
yeah,
It's a two-ended stick, right? It goes both ways. It's kind of like one of those old school time clocks that you flip around. It really goes both ways, and one feeds the other.
yeah,
When it comes to diversity and having representation from different communities and groups. Like I said, it's not just a white or black thing. I find that a lot of corporate professionals and leaders, they make it about, it's either black or white, or if it's man or
mhm,
woman. It's like we pin each other. And diversity is more than that.
yeah,
It's your religion, where you went to school, did you grow up with both parents, did you not,
yeah,
like it's all of those things that make us great. It's what makes this, you know America great.
yeah. Hey,
It's all the
yeah,
differences that have been woven together, that has made us so beautiful. And I think that we are limited in our thinking when it comes to how do we use diversity for our own good. um and we're not committed enough, on both ends, because honestly, if we were committed as a community, my and that's even for myself, my shelves would be stocked full of black owned
yeah,
pet brands, right?
yeah,
So I can also say, hey, I have failed in certain areas. Now I know better, I do better, and I'm making
yeah.
those
Same.
adjustments, right? We're learning how to give back and learn to keep feeding our people with the information and knowledge that we have and the resources that we can provide.
Hmm.
We're a membership community, so we're still building out more programs, more incentives. We have an accelerator program that we're working on right now, because we want to not only hone in on the community aspect, but we want to make sure that we're giving equal opportunity to those black owned pet professionals who need that cutting edge and that advantage.
No, I love it. Well, hey, and I truly believe that that's where it starts. And of course, it starts with us just having that vision for it, and know where we want to go.
Yeah.
Because we see that there's a need. We have solution solution mindset. Like we have a solution based mindset. Like our goal is to create those solutions so that we can answer these problems and deliver a need. Like we're gonna give you a deliverable at the end of the day, right?
Period.
So we have no choice. We gotta prove we gotta prove that we can do it. But I honestly believe like the work that you're doing is nothing short of amazing.
Thank
And it
you.
just keeps growing and keeps building. And I know, like you said, with consistency, we're just going to continue to keep building this up and
Yeah.
keep, and it starts with spreading the word. It starts with just talking to people.
Yeah.
Um, and all right, I got two, and I got two more, right? So, how do you get over it? A lot of us, we work in the pet care industry. So, of course, we don't want to talk to people.
Mhm.
How did you get over talking to people? Because I joke with them all the time. Like, I don't like talking to people, but I started a networking company, right? I
Right.
started a networking group,
Because
right?
we're low key
So,
introverts.
exactly.
We have extrovert
No,
tendencies. That's a real
for
thing.
sure. So, I mean, just how do you navigate like getting over, just having that conversation, or just your advice to somebody who says, "Hey, I have this really, really good idea, but I'm afraid to talk to somebody."
Um, if you don't believe in you more than anybody else, how are you going to convey that, right?
Hmm.
You have to be able to advocate for yourself. You have to have that in the front of your mind. If you really believe in your product, if you really believe in your brand, you got to have some thick skin and you
Yeah,
better do it quick.
yeah.
Right now, my mama would say, right now. You
Fail,
would have
fail
to,
fast.
yeah, yeah, like you got to do it quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I
Yeah.
and I say that everyone needs their own time and grace to grow and to really come into their own. But
Hmm.
don't sleep on what God has given you. I always say that, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on yourself. There are people who are waiting for
Hmm.
you to birth
Hmm.
that thing,
Yep.
that business, that book, um that opening, whatever it is. There's somebody waiting on it.
Yeah.
And because you are being tight-lipped about it, because you can't get out of your own skin, out of you're getting in your own way essentially. How do you expect someone to believe in you if
Hmm.
you don't believe in you?
100%.
So you have to get out of your own way, and you can't be tripping over your own 2 feet. You got to believe in you so much so that if no one else does, somebody do, and
Yeah.
that's you.
And you just have to start talking.
You got to do it.
You just got to start
Get
talking.
out of your
I,
way.
I
What are you
tell
waiting
them,
for?
it only takes that one person. You have so many people that are like, "Oh, I need 100 people. I need 10,000 people. I need." No, you need one person that believes in it as much as you believe in it,
And not
and that's it.
even that. Not even
Not even
that.
right. Just enough.
You just need you and
Hmm.
a good few people.
Yeah, yeah.
And they ain't even got to believe in it as much as you. Because can you
It's
imagine how many, like, you are
crazy.
insane, you're crazy, but I'm going to do it because you
You
my
know what?
dog.
That makes it.
You
That,
know?
yeah, true.
People don't even have to believe in it. But if
They
you
trust you.
believe in you, like
Yeah.
I sometimes find myself, I get told, okay, I'll tell you this. Working in the corporate space, I don't get told no all the time because I think that it becomes we don't want to tell the black lady no. I get ignored
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah.
And it's easy to ignore than to acknowledge,
Answer.
right?
No.
Because if you
Yeah.
acknowledge that, I'm going to hold you accountable,
A hundred
right?
percent.
So I think that when it comes to believing in yourself, you have to be prepared for the no
Mhm.
and know that is not the end.
Mhm.
You have to get out of your own way, and you have to be self-driven. You've got to self-motivate yourself. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be, being an entrepreneur is glamorized.
Mhm.
It's expensive. Didn't you post that? It's expensive. That's it and that's all.
It's
Especially
expensive.
your first couple of years. That's it and that's all. It's very, very expensive. However, you have to believe in you. You have to believe in your dream. You have to believe in what is in you, whatever God put in you to do.
Mhm.
Believe in that so much so that if nobody else comes, you're going to show up.
Yeah.
You'll never let yourself down.
Yeah. No. 100%. See, my next thing was gonna be, what is your advice to somebody in the pet care industry? But that
That
was it.
was it. That's all.
Mic drop. That was it.
That is, and I said that I had a recent interview with another org, and he asked me that, what's your advice? And I said, you have to believe in you, because
Yeah.
there was a time where I didn't believe in this. I didn't believe in what I could do because I had not seen it, and
Mhm.
God helped me realize that I couldn't see it because I hadn't become it yet.
Hmm.
So here we are.
No, 100%. I believe as well that you have to prepare yourself. When people really say you have to prepare yourself for the blessings that are to come, you really have to start preparing yourself. Like, you have to think about it when mothers are about to have children, when dogs are about to have puppies, they prepare for the
Hmm.
puppies to come. They don't just be walking around and then boop, 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 puppies out. No, they prepare, right?
Yeah.
So, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as a business owner, as a mom, as a dad, as a friend, whatever life you want to have, you have to start preparing yourself for it.
Yeah.
So,
You really
like
do.
with us, opening up another shop, right? I had to stop taking, like, 12 used to be my max, because one, it was just me. Then I had to go to 15 and tack on, another groomer. And now our max is like 20 to 23, something like that, depending on the day. We could get through, depending on the day. But our max really maxes out at 20 dogs per day. And that's just between two groomers. Because, I mean, there's some groomers that are like, we do 30, 40, 50 a day. We're not doing that. Okay, we want to make sure that we're giving one-on-one care to the dogs, but we're preparing for a better clientele. We're
Right.
preparing for clients that don't mind dropping a bag on their dog, because those are the clients that we want. People who show up on time. They don't mind tipping. They prioritize, their pet health and hygiene. They understand that we're the experts and we are the professionals, and they listen to what we do, and they keep their dog on the schedule. Those are the clients that we prepare for, not just any and everybody that can come in through the door.
Right.
So even with that, we have to make sure that we're prepared for that type of clientele, understanding their level of communication, what their expectations are, how many dogs we can do, and things like that to maintain that. And then also going into the next phase in our business, I have to make sure that those that I put in the space are able to take care of what I've already built so that we can expand and keep moving forward. So I have
Yeah.
to prepare for that. And it's hard because I have to leave more trust in my staff than being there all the time.
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur, that is very, very
That's
difficult.
hard because our businesses are our babies, right?
Right.
So, I've been there, and I've segued because I truly believe in the work that I'm doing,
Yeah.
right? And it going back to believing in you when no one else does, right? There was a time where I didn't feel like my family believed in me. There was a time where I didn't I questioned my own self at moments.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you have to stay committed to the dream
100%.
and focus on, on the end goal, because the journey itself is not always going to be beautiful. When you're on, like, just enjoy it. Put your walking shoes on and
Just
enjoy
go.
the journey.
Get you some water,
Yeah, get some
stretch.
water, grab a snack, make sure you got something comfortable to wear. Like, just enjoy
Yeah.
the journey, because it will
Yeah.
be just that. It will be a journey. It's not the end.
No.
We all go through our highs and lows in business. We just celebrated 9 years with my grooming salon, and thank you. We've been through highs and lows, and
Yeah.
I am segueing, and I'm putting so much energy into this community because I really believe in the work that I'm
For
doing. I
sure.
believe in it with my whole heart, and it's a labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I believe in it with my whole heart, and I'm willing to step aside and make those changes
Yeah.
as I prepare for my future, as you're
Absolutely.
preparing for yours.
And I love that because that's what we have to do.
That's what you got to
That's
do.
what we have to do. Congratulations yet
Thank
again. Like,
you.
that's super dope. See, I try to be like you when I grow up. Like,
Listen, I'm inspired by all of you guys. And,
yeah.
as we grow and, as we've become more acquainted with each other, I just find the work that you guys do. And I just want to tell you, Wayne, you are trailblazing yourself. I've been watching you for probably longer than you know. Um, but I'm serious. I've seen your journey. I remember when you were, when you in your mobile grooming van,
Mhm.
and you had the little table set up, and you were in there, and you were grooming, grooming everything. Giant schnauzers, Wheatons, you were grooming them all. And
Everything.
I've watched your journey, and I'm so excited to see what the next chapter holds for you.
I appreciate.
And I just want to publicly say I'm here for you. I still got to make my way on. I got to jump on the call on Wednesday. I got to get my book.
Yes.
I'm just like knee deep in proposals, and literally when I get home from work, I get a little
Yep.
bit to eat, jump on a call, jump on another call, and then maybe a couple hours of sleep in between three kids
No, I
and
got you.
a whole house or a whole the run. But nevertheless, it's no excuse to be present. And I just thank you for building the community that you've built and being a staple and paving new roads, because what you're doing, no one has done.
Yeah.
And you are, you're a force to be reckoned with. And I just want you to know that I'm very proud of you. I see you,
Ah, thank you.
and you deserve all, you deserve it all.
I appreciate it, and right back at you.
Thank you.
Oh man, no, it's just what we're doing, and what we're doing is powerful, and it's amazing, and I see what you're doing, and that inspires me, and it helps me be better. It keeps me accountable because I'm like, okay, now I see what is capable of being, and what is capable of doing, and the lives that we're capable of touching, and just to be able to network and have that community, have people around me that are doing these great things. That means a lot to me. So thank you. And I appreciate like you just being the first person here on our lives. Like that's perfect.
Oh, thank
And it
you.
definitely it starts and I mean it's greatness really starts with us. And I'm happy that we're able to just have that community and be able to share the things that we share to build up, because it's not about us. It's never been about us, but all the things that we can do for our community. So I'm grateful and I'm appreciative. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I
No
appreciate
worries.
it.
And let everybody know, I guess, where they can find you. Yeah,
Yeah, you guys can just hop on over to our Instagram or any of our social media. We are on LinkedIn. I am also on LinkedIn at Lashonda Giffard. There might be a mix up sometimes. You might see Lashonda Finn, you might see Lashonda Giffard. I am recently divorced, so I'm still trying to figure out my identity again. But um, I would say follow me on LinkedIn at Lashonda Giffard, or you can follow us at the Black Pet Business Network on Instagram. If you guys want to come out to our networking event, which will be July 13th, we're going to be in Atlanta. Y'all, you do not want to miss it.
you don't.
You can go to the link in our bio. It will have another link that will get you RSVP'd. We're doing this event with Purina. They're our headline sponsor.
Mm,
They are making sure that we will be fed. So that means we're going to have drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, whichever one you prefer. And then we also have we have a nice little buffet set up, and all the networking you can get. So I pray that we all leave full and full of resources and knowledges, not just with new connections, but with education and information to help us all get to that next level in our careers.
yes, July 13th. Yes, July
Yes,
13th.
it's July 13th. Did I say June? Sorry. Don't mind me. July 13th. It's
We're
late.
almost there. No, we're almost there. Well, yes, thank you so much yet again. Yeah, if you need anything, definitely let us know. Petlanta, PetX is always in your corner. Happy Hearts is always in your corner. I'm always in your corner.
I
So
got you.
if there's any way that I can be a resource, definitely let us know. And of course, we'll be there July 13th. We're
July
gonna be
13th.
there.
Make sure you guys RSVP so that
Okay,
we got a head count, because we want to make sure y'all got enough food and then some. We don't want to
absolutely.
under or overestimate. We want to treat our friends at Purina. We Even though we know they got the bag, we want to be
Yeah,
fair because we want them to come back and continue to support us.
for
But
sure.
thank you guys for watching, and have a good night. Thank you so much, Wayne, for having
No
me.
problem. Thank you, Lashonda. Have a great evening, and I can't wait to do this again. We'll see
All
you next
right.
time. Have a good night.
Bye.